Stop overthinking, start receiving. Okay, I need you to stop whatever you're doing right now. Just stop, because what I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes could completely change the way you think, the way you feel, and the way you receive everything you've been asking for. And I mean everything. You've been praying, you've been visualizing, you've been writing your affirmations every single morning, you've been doing everything right, and still, nothing is showing up. And you're sitting there wondering, what am I doing wrong? I want you to lean in real close right now, because here's the truth nobody is telling you. You're not doing anything wrong. You're doing one thing too much. You are overthinking. Your blessings away. Florence Scovel Shinn, one of the most powerful spiritual teachers who ever lived, said something that I want you to tattoo on your brain. She said, "The game of life is a game of boomerangs. Our thoughts, deeds, and words return to us sooner or later with astounding accuracy. That means every single thought you're sending out right now, every doubt, every, but what if it doesn't work, every, maybe I'm not worthy, is coming right back to you like a perfectly thrown boomerang, and it's hitting you square in the face before your blessing even gets a chance to land. So today, we are going to fix that. Not tomorrow. Not after you read one more book. Right now. Let me tell you something about the mind. Your conscious mind, the thinking, analyzing, worrying part, is only about 5% of your total mental power. Only 5%. The other 95% is your subconscious, and it is running the show 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, whether you like it or not. Now here's where most people completely destroy their own manifestations. They spend all day in that 5%. They think about their desire, then they doubt it, then they analyze it, then they worry about how it's going to come, then they check the mail, then they check their bank account, then they spiral, and by nighttime, they've created more resistance in one day than they've cleared in a whole month of affirmations. Overthinking is not preparation. Overthinking is self-sabotage in a very expensive suit. Right now, drop a comment below and tell me, are you an overthinker? Just say guilty or that's me. I want to know I'm talking to the right person today. Florence Scovel Shinn taught her students something radical for her time, and honestly, it's still radical today. She taught that the spiritual world, the universe, God, the infinite intelligence, whatever name feels right to you, is not responding to your effort. It is responding to your faith. And faith, real faith, is not something you think your way into. Faith is something you feel your way into. Faith lives in the body. Faith lives in the exhale. Faith is what happens when you finally stop gripping so tightly and you just open your hands. Let me give you an example. Imagine you've ordered something online. You paid for it. You got the confirmation email. You know it's coming. Now, do you sit by the door every single minute of every single day in a panic, questioning whether the package is actually going to arrive? Do you call the company every hour? Do you lie awake at night wondering if the driver is trustworthy? Of course not. You go about your life. You make space for it. You maybe clear a spot on your shelf. You expect it. That is exactly how the universe needs you to treat your desires. You've placed the order. You've done the inner work. Now let the delivery happen without losing your mind in the waiting room. Shinn wrote in her masterpiece, The Game of Life and How to Play It, "Your ships come in over a calm sea." Read that again, over a calm sea. Not a sea of panic, not a sea of obsessive planning, not a sea of, but when, but how, but why hasn't it happened yet? A calm sea. Your job, your only job right now, is to calm the waters of your mind. Now I know what some of you are thinking. But isn't it good to think things through? Isn't planning important? And yes, action matters. Inspired action is absolutely part of this process. But there is a massive canyon-sized difference between inspired action and desperate thinking. Inspired action feels like flow. It feels like an idea that pops into your head out of nowhere and excites you. Desperate thinking feels like a hamster wheel. It's exhausting, it goes nowhere, and it is the number one thief of manifestation. Here's what overthinking actually communicates to the universe. When you overthink, you are broadcasting the frequency of lack. You are essentially sending out a signal that says, I don't actually believe this is coming. I'm scared. I'm not sure. I need to control this because I don't trust the process. And the universe, being the perfect mirror that it is, reflects that signal right back to you. With more uncertainty, more delay, more reasons to doubt. You literally think your blessings into hiding. Drop a comment right now and tell me what you're currently trying to receive. Love, money, healing, opportunity. Just name it. Let's put it in the universe together right here in the comments. Shin's students would come to her completely overwhelmed. One woman came to her absolutely desperate. She needed money, she needed it fast, and she had been thinking about it, stressing about it, crying about it for weeks. And Shin looked at her and said the most powerful thing. She told her to stop talking about the problem, stop rehearsing it, stop explaining it, stop giving it energy, and instead to speak only to the solution, to bless the money, to bless the supply, to speak to abundance as though it were already present. Within days, the money came from a completely unexpected source, not because of more thinking, because of less thinking and more trusting. This is not magic. This is science. This is how the brain actually works. When you're in a state of stress and overthinking, your brain is in what neuroscientists call a high beta state. High beta means hyperarousal, anxiety, cognitive overload. In this state, you literally cannot perceive opportunities that are right in front of you. You become neurologically blind to solutions. But when you calm down, when you shift into an alpha state through stillness, through trust, through breath, your brain opens up. Your reticular activating system starts filtering in possibilities instead of problems. You start seeing the doors that were always there. You start hearing the nudges that were always speaking to you. The universe wasn't withholding your blessing. You were thinking so loud you couldn't hear it knocking. Now let's talk about what you can actually do. Because I'm not here to just inspire you and send you off to overthink about not overthinking. That would be cruel. Here is what Florence Scovel Shinn actually prescribed, and what modern neuroscience completely backs up. The first thing you must do is interrupt the loop. The moment you catch yourself spinning in your head, catastrophizing, calculating, obsessing, you must interrupt it immediately. Shinn used what she called the spoken word. She believed, and proved through decades of work with her students, that speaking a truth out loud, declaring it, interrupted the fear pattern in the mind. So the moment the overthinking starts, you open your mouth and you say something like, "Infinite intelligence is now leading me to my perfect good, and my good is leading me right now." You say it out loud. You say it like you mean it. You say it until your nervous system believes it. The spoken word is not wishful thinking. It is a frequency shifter. You are literally changing the electrical activity in your brain when you speak words of faith instead of words of fear. The second thing you must do is practice what I call sacred surrender. This is not giving up. This is not being passive. Sacred surrender is the most active spiritual practice you will ever do, because it requires you to choose trust over fear, over and over again, every single day. Shinn called it letting go and letting God. She had a beautiful way of describing this. She would tell her students to cast their burden. Take the thing you're so exhausted from carrying, the worry about the relationship, the anxiety about the money, the fear about the health, and consciously, deliberately cast it. Give it over. Say out loud, "I cast this burden on the Christ within and I go free." And then act free. Feel free. Walk like someone whose prayer has already been answered, because on the spiritual plane, it has. Here's something that will absolutely blow your mind if you really sit with it. In the quantum field, and this is actual physics, not just spiritual theory, the moment you set a clear intention, the outcome already exists. Quantum physics tells us that all possibilities exist simultaneously until they are observed and collapsed into form. Your job is not to create the outcome. Your job is to allow it to collapse into your physical reality. And what collapses it? Your state of being, your frequency, the energetic signature you're holding. Doubt keeps the outcome in the field of possibility, but never lets it land. Faith collapses it into form every single time. Shin wrote about a woman who wanted a house. She had no money. She had no obvious way. But she walked through a neighborhood, she found a house, and she declared it hers in the spirit before she had a single dollar to her name. She held the vision. She calmed the sea. She did not overthink the how. And the how, the miraculous, unexpected, divine how, showed up. It always shows up when you get out of your head and into your faith. Comment below and tell me, has this ever happened to you? Have you ever stopped overthinking something and then suddenly it showed up? Tell me your story. I read every single one. Now let's talk about the sneaky ways overthinking hides, because most people don't even realize they're doing it. They think they're being realistic. They think they're being responsible. They think they're being smart. But here's the test. If your thinking is producing peace, clarity, and inspired action, that is good thinking. If your thinking is producing anxiety, paralysis, and exhaustion, that is overthinking. And overthinking dressed up as responsibility is still keeping your blessings on hold. Overthinking says, but what if it doesn't work out? Faith says, what if it works out better than I can even imagine? Overthinking says, I need to figure out every step before I move. Faith says, I take the next step, and the step after that reveals itself. Overthinking says, I don't see how this is possible. Faith says, I don't need to see how, I just need to know that it is. Shin had a phrase she used constantly. She said, God is my unfailing supply, and large sums of money come to me quickly, under grace, in perfect ways. Notice what's not in that affirmation. There's no how. There's no when, there's no condition, just the declaration, just the faith, just the receiving posture. That is the posture we are stepping into right now. If this video is speaking to you, and I have a feeling it is, hit that subscribe button right now because we go deep on this channel. Every single video is designed to pull you out of your head and into your power. You do not want to miss what's coming next. Let's talk about receiving. Because this is where so many people completely fall apart, not in the asking, but in the receiving. We are terrible receivers. We've been conditioned to believe that we have to earn everything, struggle for everything, suffer for everything. And so when blessings come easily, and they will come easily when you stop overthinking, there's a part of us that gets suspicious. This seems too good to be true. Something must be wrong. I don't deserve this. And just like that, we close the door that the universe just opened for us. Receiving is a skill. Receiving is a muscle. And you have to train it. You start by receiving small things gracefully. Someone compliments you. Don't deflect it. Don't minimize it. Just say, thank you, and feel it. Someone offers to help you. Don't refuse out of pride or unworthiness. Just say, yes, thank you, and let them. Money comes from an unexpected place. Don't question it, don't feel guilty about it, just receive it with gratitude and know it's a down payment on more. Every time you receive gracefully, you send a signal to the universe that says, I am open, I am ready, send more. Shin said that when you are truly aligned, truly in the receiving posture, your good flows to you like a river, not a drip, not an occasional trickle, a river. But rivers need a clear channel, and a mind full of overthinking, doubt, and analysis is a blocked channel. Clear the channel, calm the sea, open your hands. Here is your practical assignment starting today, not tomorrow, today. Every time you catch yourself overthinking about your desire, I want you to do 3 things. First, take 3 slow, deep breaths and physically feel your body relax. Second, say out loud, I release the need to control this. My good is on its way and it cannot be stopped. Third, find something, anything, to be genuinely grateful for in that moment. Gratitude is the fastest frequency shifter known to spiritual science. It is impossible to be simultaneously grateful and afraid. Gratitude closes the door on overthinking and opens the floodgates of receiving. Do this consistently, not when you feel like it, not just when things are going well, but especially in the moments of doubt and fear. And you will begin to see a shift within days, not months, not years, days, because the universe is always ready to deliver. It is waiting on you to become receivable. Florence Scovel. Shin lived this truth. She taught it. She proved it in the lives of hundreds of students who came to her broken, depleted, and hopeless, and left aligned, abundant, and unstoppable. The wisdom she shared wasn't new, it was ancient. It was the truth that every great spiritual tradition has been pointing to across every century of human history. That what you seek is seeking you. That your good is already prepared. That the only thing standing between you and everything you desire is the stories your overthinking mind keeps telling you about why you can't have it. Stop telling that story. Start receiving your blessing. The door is already open. You just have to stop overthinking whether you're allowed to walk through it and walk through it. This is your moment. This is your shift. And it starts right now, in this decision, to trust more than you think, to feel more than you analyze, to receive more than you resist. If you made it to the end of this video, I want you to do one thing. Comment the word receiving below. That's your declaration. That's you telling the universe and yourself that you are done overthinking and you are ready to receive everything that belongs to you. I'll be in the comments. I see you. Now go receive your blessings.